Greetings, friends. Here are some thoughts for Parshas Ki Savo, which is, believe it or not, just 2 weeks before Rosh Hashanah. Last week, we discussed whether Corona is a curse. As I said, Mitzrayim, ancient Egypt, had to be destroyed in order to free our ancestors. They had to leave Egypt physically and shed the Egyptian mentality spiritually in order to become Hashem's servants. The same is true today. We have to be liberated from Western culture in order to welcome Mashiach and merit the rebuilding of the Beis Hamikdash. That is why Western culture is crumbling before our eyes, just as Egyptian culture crumbled in biblical times. This is why I believe that Corona is not over. It is not a curse any more than the 10 plagues were a curse. As the Haggadah explicitly states, quote, Hashem brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm. The hallmark of Edom Western culture is arrogance. Edom believes he can and should control this world. Edom has developed technology and science with which he is trying to create his vision of paradise. But in fact, Edom's paradise is rapidly dissolving into Gehenna and chaos. The perfect world which Hashem created in 6 days is becoming sick with moral and physical pollution as the civilization of Edom descends into anarchy. Just as Edom feels that he can control the world through technology, so Pharaoh in biblical Egypt felt that he was the God who ruled the world. Pharaoh was cut down by the 10 plagues, and today Edom is being cut down by the plagues which are being sent by the master of the universe to bring us back to our senses. The arrogant nations are doomed. Thus the prophet says in this week's Haftarah, the nation and the kingdom that will not serve you shall be lost, and the nations utterly destroyed. Edom may be unable to control this plague. Some doctors believe that vaccines may not be effective because the antibodies do not last. What will happen if medical science cannot control Corona? Edom will have to understand that his entire worldview, the belief that he can conquer nature through science and technology, is a house of cards which is collapsing. Not only Corona, everything in nature. Nothing in nature may be controllable by man. Our rabbis tell us, Hakol bidei shemayim. Everything is in the hands of heaven except the fear of heaven. There is nothing to rely upon except Torah. As King Solomon says in Koheles, the sum of the matter, when all has been considered, fear God and keep his commandments, for that is man's whole duty. My friends, only a few weeks remain before Rosh Hashanah. We have to cry out to Hashem to save us as the world collapses around us. How can we do tshuva? How can we improve over this year, which has brought so much sorrow into the world? How can we try to come to grips with our evil inclination, which has such power over us? What makes the evil inclination strong? We mistakenly believe the evil inclination is identical with us. We mistakenly believe that our essence is evil. We've learned from Western culture to accept a concept called original sin. Edom believes that his essence is evil, and therefore he feels doomed, which actually he is because of this attitude, to eternal subjugation by the forces of evil. But this is not true. The evil inclination is not identical with us. Indeed, it is intrinsically separate. When Eve swallowed the prohibited fruit in the Garden of Eden, she ingested the evil inclination. Thus, this powerful force entered Chava and all her children throughout history, bringing destruction and death, rebellion against Hashem into the world. But we are able to separate ourselves from the evil inclination and rule over it by letting the Torah rule over us. Every morning, we beseech Hashem, do not let the evil inclination dominate us. Compel our evil inclination to be subservient to you. Just as Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, caused the snake to perform miracles before Pharaoh, so we can separate ourselves from the evil inclination, subjugating it to the will of Hashem. Elokai, Neshama, Shenasata bi Taharahi, Hashem, the soul that you placed within me is pure. If we understand this, that the evil inclination cannot rule over us, at that moment we will free ourselves from the corrupt surrounding culture and bring redemption to the world. May we greet Mashiach ben David this year and see the rebuilt Beis HaMikdash.